Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. In this video, we'll be doing some Earth into England 2. This is the second video of my England guide where we go through each individual level of England. Let's do some erasing. Okay, England 2. So it's just like in our previous video against England 1, where they're going to have these adjacent builds, but now we start with an extra city on land B1 and a town on B2, and it looks like this is awesome, we got board B again. So we can kind of showcase how that will actually change, like how we're going to interact in this game. I've chosen just base Earth this game, mainly because I wanted to get one defense spirit in. I've kind of, for this series, I've picked basically 6 different spirits that kind of approach England and a different way. And this is the defense spirit that I've chosen. So let's start, and we did not get the same explorer. We got mountain. So mountain is one of the better explorers for us. If we were able to get rid of this town here, we can kind of create a nice little pocket here like this. Though, yeah, mountain is actually very strong because we're playing base earth, so we actually get a passive defend 3 due to our special rule and sacred sites. So we actually don't even have to touch anything in this land. So I'm just going to put this right here. So I think I should prioritize clearing out my B6 next turn. We're going to take the blight to scale on B2. And I'm going to choose G3 turn 1. I don't play much base earth. We're going to go from bottom track to, and we're going to put our presence into our B4 here. And the idea is I want to create a sacred site here such that I can reach all of these lands. I know a lot of players, they're going to be tempted to like play your skip card or your like somehow get a defend here. Just let this blight. You know, we don't actually, blight isn't that scary. Every spirit has to take blight. And, well, I shouldn't say every, but most spirits will have to take blight to scale, especially the weaker ones. And Earth is no different. So we're just going to G3, and we're not going to play any cards this turn. Mainly because if I play draw from the fruitful earth this turn, basically gathering explorers, like let's just assume, we'll do our builds here. Let's assume the explorer is Sands. Well, as you can see, I could still gather the explorers out into B4, but due to the England 1 rule, because this Sands is adjacent to the 2 buildings here, and this Sands is it'll be adjacent to 2 buildings as well, it's still going to build in both of those lands. So playing draw from the fruitful earth this turn doesn't really do anything. I'm better off just waiting to play this card when I can combo it with a card like Rituals. So, like I said, we're not going to do anything this turn. We're just going to set up. And unfortunately, Earth really likes to do these plays where you just don't play any cards the first like 1 or 2 turns, and then you kind of scale up. Okay, build mountain and explore is wetland. And this is another reason why choosing to play fruitful earth that turn was bad, because now since it's wetland, we can't even stop a build. So the only build we would have been able to stop was jungle. So that's a 1 out of 3 chance where you can stop possibly the B8 build, but it's just not worth it. And we time pass. Okay. So a lot of times you'll see me with my might build. I like to pair up these 2 cards, and the reason for that is I'll be able to hit this first tier of my innate. And I know we're not playing might, so we had to kind of opt to delay it for a turn, but that's also okay. What we're going to do is place a presence from bottom track. We need to really get to the 2 plays here. We're going to get some energy, and we're going to put this presence, well, we have some options. We can gain a minor power. We can kind of choose for more energy. I'm going to get another minor. I'm hoping for another defend. And these are some cards. We got Cycles, adding to Han, to Coast, or Blight removal. We have Sucking Ooze, Isolate, and Fear, Voracious Growth, and Call to Guard. So there's that defend I was hoping for, and we ended up getting it. So I'm leaning towards Call to Guard, and I'm definitely going to take it. It's also 0 cost on element, so it's a very strong card for us. Okay, we're going to play both of these 2 cards, and I chose G2. And we are going to, oh, and I have to create a sacred site. There we go. And we're going to choose to use our innate to repeat Rituals of Destruction. Okay, or not rituals, Fruitful Earth. Skip the first event. Second event is putting down roots on an inland land. Yikes, replace a town with an explorer. Then we have drive off the interlopers, and we have stricken. So we can either add a town here or add a town here. I think we do it on B3, though that really does suck. Yeah, let's do it on B6. We can choose to defend this, and then I'll take the Blight to Scale on B1. We have Drive Off the Interloper, so I could push an Explorer from a land with the Han. We'll push this Explorer out. That's actually really big because now our Defend 4 lines up nicely into B1. Mountain Ravage. Now we have our passive Defend 3 on B7, killing that town. Wetlands build, and the Explorer is Sands. Sands is slightly worse because if it was jungle, we would have been able to stop our build on B8 as well. We already have that passive defend on B4. So, okay. We're going to use Draw from the Fruitful Earth. We're going to gather 2 Dahan into B6. And we'll also gather both of these Explorers. We will then choose to repeat the card. We're going to repeat the card here in B6. And then we're going to use, we just don't have the, I think we're good. Yeah. We'll use Rituals of Destruction. So because we have 3 Dahan, it's going to do 2 plus 3, so 5 damage, killing a town city. And then we get 2 fear as time passes. And like I mentioned, we'll have Call to Guard to defend our B6, as well as guard the healing land to defend our B1. There could be an argument just to letting B1 go, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to choose to G3. I'm going to go from top track here. And the idea behind that is I want to play Guard the Healing Land and Call to Guard. I want to grow into a land so I can kind of set up a defend. I'm going to put that over here in B6 so I can set up my passive defend in, not B6, in B3 here. So I can set up my passive defend in B3. And like I said, we're going to play Call to Guard and Guard the Healing Land. Guard the Healing Land, defend 4 over here. And that Drive Off the Interlopers was really big here, allowing me to get my defend to block this land. And then we're going to use Call to Guard, defending 3. I'm playing very greedy here. It's probably too greedy. I probably should gather this Dahan out so that I could fully defend this land. The question is do I need to play greedy here? Probably not. No, I think we want to, because if we do play greedy, we'll stop our Sands build in our B5. And that's because we'll be able to kill the town here in B1. We'll be able to kill the town here, and there won't be a build in my B5 here. See, the event is, and map makers. My heart skipped there. I was worried it was increasing aggression, but that's stage 3. So we have map makers. We get to add a Dahan to a land with 2 or more Dahan. We'll add it over here to B1. And beast damage, sure. Fear card, add a strife. Sure, we'll add that strife over here to B3. Wetland Ravage, we'll kill the city instead. Kill this town. Sands build, we skip the build on B5. There's only 1 adjacent building here on B1. They do still build in B3. And then we have map makers exploring in its jungle. We get to skip our B8, and we take 2 explorers over here in B4. And we do have to escalate building the land with most buildings, and then has to be our B2. Time passes. And this is where we're going to want to play Fruitful Earth as well as Rituals. Now again, the idea behind that is we want to be able to set up a way to start doing a serious damage in my B2. Okay. So we're going to G1 Reclaim. And we're going to be playing Rituals as well as Draw from the Fruitful Earth. We're going to repeat Fruitful Earth. And new species spread. Looks like we'll be losing a Dahan here. So I need to pay 4 moon, and we only have 1 moon because we have our 1 moon card here. So we have to pay all of that energy. Oh, I forgot to grow. This presence will be from bottom track into B3. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we paid all of the energy, so we get 1 fear. We get to add a beast to a land with buildings. We'll put it over here in B2. And then we get to add a disease on half the boards, add a disease to the land with invaders and Dahan. We're going to add it to our B1, killing a Dahan. And then it says offerings of pattern and dance. We gain an energy if we have 2 Dahan in our lands, which we do, 1 energy. And the fear card, defend and land with stuff. All right. Sands Ravage. jungle build, and the Explorer is coasts, no escalation. And it's important to kind of just check up on our B2 here. So it's going to be building because of coast. So it's going to go to 4 buildings, and then it's going to escalate again. So it will actually go to 5 buildings. So we have to be aware of that. Okay, so we have 2 draw from the Fruitful Earths. We're going to use the first one to gather Tahan into this wetlands, as well as these 2 explorers. Actually, as well as these 2 explorers. Boom, boom. Then we'll use Rituals of Destruction there. So we do 5 damage and 2 fear, killing all of this. And then we'll repeat draw from the Fruitful Earth, gathering 2 Dahan into my B4, allowing me to defend and kill that land. Time passes. We're going to G1 reclaim, and this is one of the problems with base Earth, is the ability to reclaim and play draw and rituals every turn just tends to be just very, very strong. And we're going to set up our Dahan here. We're going to just replay those 2 cards. Boom and boom. And we're going to use our innate to repeat rituals. Not rituals, fruitful. See what that event is. Dang, we're not blighting, so we have to add a town to the highest number land with no invaders. That really sucks. It's going to add to B8. That's going to possibly cause extra explorers. We have beast damage and coming of age, so we do get to add an extra Dahan, which is pretty cool. Fear card, defend 1 and lands, sure. Jungle Ravage. We did not blight, so we have to add a town to the highest number land with no invaders. Coast build, building on B3, building on B2, and then because B1 is adjacent to more than 1 building, it builds. And the Explorer is wetlands, and we have to escalating to the land with most buildings. And already kind of sad that we had that Explorer here on B6. We're going to use both Fruitfuls. Remember, we wanted to gather Dahan into our B2. Gather there, gather the Explorer. And then we repeat it. And then we're going to use rituals there, doing 5 damage and 2 fear. And killing these 2. We're setting up that quite nicely. We actually would have won the game this turn if we didn't have that town add over here. We're going to G1 reclaim again. Putting our presence over here. And that gives us a nice defend 3 passive. And there is how much damage in this land? 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 damage. So we need, 5 more damage left. So we can play guard the healing land there. Since that is the case, I think we actually play. We could do this, and rituals. Thinking we can double rituals now. Okay. So we'll use call to guard, giving us defend 4. So that's now defend 7. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. It's so risky. I guess I can gather Dahan with call to guard, and that should be fine. And I get a repeat. We're going to repeat rituals. Hardworking settlers, that's awesome. So we could choose top here. We could push 2 Dahan. Then we have to add a town. Actually, adding the town kind of sucks. Okay, so what we're going to do is something really greedy. We're going to add, or we're going to push the 2 Dahan. So push Dahan into there. And here. I think that trades very close. Then it says Ravage in the land with most buildings, matching the Ravage card, or most invaders matching the Ravage card. So that Ravage is here, killing all of this. And this Ravage is again, which is fine. Oh, and it's actually there's a Badlands there. Oh no, the Badlands will trigger next turn. Actually after this card is resolved. So this beast counts as Badlands. Okay, fear cards. I push the town in here. I know it's blighting. I'm just trying to get greedy. I'm trying to trade with that land, trying to just win the game. This is removes an explorer town from an explorer. or town from a land adjacent. So we'll remove this explorer here in B6 and isolate defend 2. Perfect. So we ended up getting rewarded. Isolate defend 2. Coast ravages. That's dead. That's dead. That's dead. Wetland build, and the explorer is sands with an escalation building in our B8. And we're going to use fruitful earth, gathering the Dahan into our B8. And we have 2 rituals there. It's only 4 damage though. We do it once, we repeat it, so we are still just almost won the game. So we're almost there. And I could probably go for a major. We are entering stage 3. Let's just reclaim just to be safe. And we'll play the 3 same cards. Okay. I'm just going through the motions here. Gosh, we're adding another town. All right, we'll add the town over here to the jungle. Add a disease to the land of the most buildings and gain energy. Fear cards, remove a town, sweet. Replace, sweet. Wetland ravage, sands build. Explore mountain wetland. And we get to use in the slow phase our rituals, killing the final town. That's GG. So a very solid game with Earth. It took several turns later, just because we actually added that town over here on B8. But yep, it was pretty solid game. Just like Wildfire, Earth is very solid into this matchup. It's just once you get into the higher difficulties, like England 5, England 6, where especially England 6, where Earth really falls off a cliff. I actually think it has a game into England 5 as well. It's just doing damage through the extra health on buildings can be a little bit trickier. But if you like this video, like, subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys in the next video.